Welcome back to Boast Bros. I am the one they call Le High Speed. No. L High Speed, please. I'm not French. In any sense of the word. I'm really not. Oh, dude! I found something out the other day that kind of upsets me, but also kind of makes me forgive my grudge against the French.
Okay.
Babelot?
Is French?
I think it is.
You haven't looked it up yet?
No, I'm scared to.
Why is this?
Because I don't want it to be.
Really?
I don't want it to be French.
But if it is, then
I mean, it's time for me to let that go anyway. It's I shouldn't be mad at a whole group of people. I don't even remember what it was. I think there was a thing when I was in sophomore history class. We talked about the French, and I decided that I didn't like them because the French teacher at the high school that I went to at that time, which I've bounced twice. I don't know if we've talked about that on the show or not. She tried very, very hard to convince me to join the French club. And she was one of those teachers. I was the new kid, right? And I had her in homeroom and everything. So she tried to be like very friendly and welcoming, but at the same time she was very overbearing with wanting to get me in the French club.
Okay.
And then we found out about that thing about how the French run away from their battles. And so I decided to make that a thing that I didn't like French people anymore. And I don't know, I've held on to that for so long. And I'm just going to come clean here on Boast Bros. I really don't hate French people that badly.
I don't know too many of them.
I really like the idea of baguettes, I love sandwiches. So just a big old long sandwich spread.
Okay.
Although I'm never going to sit here and pretend to put on their prissy accent.
It's not natural.
Yeah, that's like people that learn French, like people that have spoken French. One of them is an associate of ours. They always seem, even if they're as white can be, or I guess French people are white, even if they're as American people can be, if they've learned French and they say something in French, they want you to say with a with the accent.
Yeah.
And if you don't, they get really upset.
Yeah. I know. It's just...
It's dumb. It is so stupid.
Well, that's the problem. Should we have this conversation?
Yeah, let's have this conversation.
With other countries? Okay.
Now, don't turn it into
I don't want to.
like an offensive thing.
No. No.
Let's just have a rational conversation about it.
No.
Because we're on a ship that's cruising around the world, so...
Oh, this is the perfect
Yeah, this is
place.
the perfect time to have this conversation. There's a lot of French people on this ship, actually.
Okay,
I think.
Then there we go. We'll pretend they're French. How's that sound?
There's at least one. There's one guy that it might be the waiter.
Well, this is an ode.
Because he calls you, they lived strong in the silent time.
We can play X. There's a lot of French people in X.
There is a lot of French people in X.
So
ahead.
Anyway, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, they want you to speak with the accent they've grown up to learn to use because what they're accustomed to.
And let's clarify.
Yeah.
It's not like a problem with a person that speaks a language wanting you to speak the language.
No.
It's that not being enough for them. And they then get very angry when you say something that's not pitch perfect and accent perfect. That's what frustrates me.
Yeah, I mean...
Because I've gotten over the fact that people speak Spanish in America. That's not what we're talking about.
No.
Or that people speak another language and they want you to be able to speak it too. That's not the problem here. It's that not being enough for... It's never enough to be culturally sensitive anymore. You have to be culturally ass-kissing.
They want more.
Yeah.
You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Everybody.
Yeah, everybody in the whole wide world
any
will do that in
Yeah.
the right circumstances.
This is anything, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was gonna say is, I get the thing that they want you to do more, right? Which is cool. It's part of their culture, right? I mean, correct? As far as like the way they speak.
Well, yeah, like an accent.
Yeah,
or the
that's
way
part of their culture. Well, that's fine. But especially Angry Ash.
That's ignore my screen.
I'm sorry.
I'm just clearing out these cabins, and I got a TM, but I don't know what it is. I don't really care. I'm just trying to get some experience for Dumbfuck Beetle.
So basically, especially we're talking about like us being in America right now, and people over here that come over here, right, to, like wanting us to do that thing. Is that proper?
Yeah.
Oh hey,
Yeah. What?
I'll tell you later. I gotta get this thought out. I'm gonna forget it. The thing of it is, they want to come over here, which is cool. That's fine, whatever. Mm-hmm. Especially if they're doing it legally. That's that's the ideal goal.
Let's do things the proper the proper channels.
I mean, that's what we want to do. But they come over here legally, okay, and they bring their culture with them, okay.
Yeah, and if it was, that's what I'm saying is there's not a problem. I have no problem participating in a culture. I mean, you and me both are like multicultural people. You've got your Native American.
Well, yeah.
I've got the Scottish and a little bit of Native American and other sides of my family. So
and not to mention the fact that we have
to have like different people in the country.
We have acquaintances too from all across the world. So it's a thing. But my point is, if their culture is as awesome as it is, then why do they come here and try and force it upon us? That's the thing.
Well, that's the key there is the forcing.
Yeah.
It's like I don't mind, it's like, okay, here's a bad example that's a good example.
Okay.
Starbucks coffee.
Yeah.
They've decided that they want to embrace this Italian language and family. Which is fine, okay?
Yeah.
If I get into it, I'll go and I'll order a venti, whatever.
Yeah.
And this is a bad example, as I said, but it's a good example because I've been to a Starbucks before, or even because there's other coffee shops that do that now too. They decide that they want to be a Colombian culture or a
theme. They want to be a theme.
Italian culture, whatever. And so they name their drinks after that. That's fine if you want to do that, but guess what? If I order a tall drink and you know what a tall drink is, give me a tall, not a tall. That's what they call their stuff. If I order a big drink, a large, thank you. If I order a large drink, and they know what a large drink is, large drink.
And
don't sit there and be like, sir, it's a venti. Order a venti, or I will not serve you. And that's happened to me before.
Really?
And I flipped my fucking shit. I said, no, I will not. I will not order a venti. I asked you for a large tea.
And you know what
I have the money here.
Me.
Yeah, you know what it is. That's the problem. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And that is a fucking problem.
Yeah. That's the nose up in the air attitude that we don't need.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, I have no problem with them naming their coffees like that. And you know what? If I have a nice experience there,
you might get into it.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get into it and I'll be a part of it.
Right.
Probably never at Starbucks, but at like a normal
coffee shop.
Well, it's not even like a coffee shop. Like, I'm trying to think
Cafe?
of like a cultural, a Spanish place. There's a little Spanish restaurant over there on
the road,
the big street that I'm not gonna say because we're on the microphone. But there's that little Mexican place, and they name all their food Mexican dishes. Well, guess what? I'll order them food in Spanish, and I'll speak with the little bit of Spanish that I have left, and I'll speak with the Spanish accent that I know.
Yeah.
I'll get into it because they provide a nice, welcoming, cultural experience, and they're not shoving it down my throat.
Yeah, that's with anything. You don't want to be forced to do it.
They don't make fun of me because I can't roll my R's.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, some of them actually really enjoy that you try. Like they know you're not very good at it. But if you try, they appreciate it. They're like, oh, that's cool. And then they go with it, But I don't know. It's just anytime there's a big change or a push like that, your first experience, or even not even your first, but especially your first, but all your experiences shouldn't be forced and shouldn't rub you the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because especially if it's in like a business setting where they want your money. And without you, they would be broke and without a job or anything. And it's like, you're really going to be this way.
And it's funny, and now that we come down to it, it's not even about somebody from a particular culture. It's about snobbery. And snobbery is universal. It just so happens that culture is one of those things that some people
get snobby
and admittedly, some cultures are more prone to snobbery.
Yeah.
And in my experience, it's people that have become part of the French culture that do that sometimes. I'm not saying that all French people are bad, and I don't want a bunch of French comments on this saying that...
our teacher at school?
Which one?
The French teacher.
Oh, okay, yeah,
he was from the France territory.
Yeah.
He was cool.
Yeah, he was fine. But, and that's what I'm saying, is I'm not saying that it's...
Nothing personal.
It's a French problem. Yeah, it's nothing personal.
My experiences say...
I don't like snobs and people that are wrapped up in these things that tend to be more elusive, more hard to grasp. Like, I learned some Japanese. I'm like JLPT level 1. And as soon as we came out of that first year, those kids started acting snobbish.
Really?
Because they knew how to do this thing. They had learned how to do this thing that was very strong culturally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And very difficult to do. I mean, if I may say so myself. And other people could not do it. But that's not the way to expand anything. That's not the way.
You should take it and be proud that you can do it without being rude, nose up in the air, thinking you're better than everybody else.
Yeah.
You may be better at Spanish than some other people, or Spanish, Japanese, or any language for that matter.
Any cultural thing.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
But in this situation, you may be better speaking Japanese than me. That's great. But guess what I do in my free time? I record videos, and I do this, and I edit them, and they look good quality. And
you don't edit anything.
No, but this is your school. This is your people in your class, and this is you. This is what you be saying. I can do this and that. You try it. They'd be like, what's the play button?
Yeah.
And so,
I mean, everybody does their own thing. It's that was the point I was trying to get across. Is just the snobbery is a universal thing, and that's what needs to be weeded out. I feel like we could all be a lot more multicultural.
Oh.
If it wasn't an elitist thing to be multicultural.
And this thing is, we are. I mean, if I want to throw this out there, America the melting pot is multicultural to a point anymore. It is not extremely cultural one way or the other than the American culture that it is. But there are plenty of things now in America, places and people, that are a result of the multiple cultures that have come to this country.
And the problem is that people don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
They just want to be like, oh, America is shit. They don't do whatever with their people. They don't do things the way we want to do things, so they're terrible. And also, I love America, okay?
Yeah.
I love America. At least in its purest form.
You got a red shirt on?
Yeah.
I got a white shirt? We need Big Z with a blue shirt in here right now.
Yeah, I know. He needs to get in here. We had the Boast Bros American flag. I got off the ship.
I beat Gary.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So you got cut?
Yeah.
You know what to do with it?
Cut trees.
Okay, good.
I'm a lumberjack.
Yeah, good. Cool. So we're moving on then. We should probably talk about some Pokemon.
We could.
Since we've been talking about culture this whole time.
That's a nice change, though.
I like having cultural debates with my buddy Fish.
Yeah.
Or any sort of conversation like that. It brings in
higher intellectual level to a conversation besides, hey, this Pokemon whipped the shit out of me. This is not cool.
Yeah. Oh! I like Charizard.
Charizard's cool. Very cool.
Whoa, dude.
What?
You need to start giving me progress updates on Dean. I did not know he was level 40. I should probably stop screen peeking.
So, back to the, put on the level into all your Pokemon instead of just one Pokemon. How does that work anymore?
You'll see. When you run up against something that you can't beat.
You're just not getting on the ship?
When you're in a cave. No, I had to go back. I had to heal.
Oh. Yeah. It's a big,
I'm trying to.
Oh, Ninetales.
Yeah, there's a lot of trainers on this ship. I'm trying to clear them all out to get the experience. Yeah.
See, I did it inadvertently, trying to get all the little cool Pokeball laying around, and it annoyed the hell out of me, to be honest.
There's a lot of trainers here. But I need the experience. I need to get everybody up to snuff before I battle the next.
Snuff?
Yeah, up to. You've never heard that before?
I don't think so.
Up to snuff. It just means I need to get them up to proper strength.
To par.
Yes.
Okay.
Same thing.
We'll keep that in mind from now on.
Switch out to Dumbfuck Beetle, who is at level 27. He's doing a lot better than I thought he would. I'm very proud of him. I would like to have a Nidoking though. I like Nidoking.
What is he supposed to be exactly?
Nidoking?
Yeah.
I want to say he's like a rhino.
Okay.
But then you have, you know, Rhyhorn and Rhydon.
Which are obviously
rhinos.
Yeah. He looks like a rat, really, with a unicorn horn.
Oh, I think we're about out of time.
See you next time on Boast Bros?
Yeah, next time on Boast Bros. I might make it to Gary.
More cultural debates.
Probably not.
Just different debates.
I think I'm burnt out on that.
There's no this is not Skyrim.
Fill up 15 minutes.
There's no class of
No,
people.
no, you got therapists. Who else?
I mean, like, job classes?
Yeah.
Doctors.
What do you hate doctors for? They only do good things.